What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome, and if you're an old moldy hat like this one, welcome back. Today I am testing the Gold Hog flow pan to answer the questions: is it worth buying, how much gold if any does it lose, and will it work in a no flow creek? I have come out today with Steve to a beautiful spot. I'm going to link a video up above to show you just what kind of gold is sitting in the ground. Go watch that if you want to know what this place is all about. I'm going to be running a couple of very basic tests to see just what the Gold Hog flow pan is all about. We're going to run a loss test. We're also going to run a speed test to see how much more efficient it could make you as a gold miner. And I'm going to explain its place in the gold prospecting market. In recent years, there's been a large push by multiple gold manufacturing companies to produce pans that basically increase your efficiency tenfold. Companies such as Gold Claw and Gold Hog have done this for a couple of different reasons. The first reason is to circumnavigate laws that are coming in worldwide that are starting to prevent us from sluicing using high bankers and dredges in waterways. So without being able to use these sort of tools, we don't have our production quantity that we need, and these pans are an easy way to get around that. The other reason is to get beginners into the hobby without having to teach them the really complicated panning techniques. Even though you still need to learn those techniques, this sort of gets their foot in the door with a little bit less effort.
Not customized.
Yeah. The last one is twofold, which is a product that doesn't cost a heap of money, and it also ups your productivity whilst being light, which means that you can take something as simple as a pan way out into the bush and still be able to produce a lot of gold by moving a lot of dirt without having to carry a pump and a high banker in. But the question remains that with all these new designs coming on the market, are they any good? Where do they fit? What's their place for you? And is it worth spending 150 Australian dollars just to buy the pan? Because these are really hard to get in Australia. In America, it's actually pretty simple. It's pretty easy to get them. Here, woo, you gotta pay some shipping. So the first question that we have to answer is, how much quicker does it actually make you? To do this, we're going to pit it against a regular pan. We're going to put the same amount of dirt from the same spot into both pans, and we're going to time it and just see how quick we can get rid of that dirt. Shovel for shovel, 2 shovels each pan. What I'm going to do is put a stopwatch timer on my phone, and we're going to time to see how long it takes to do a half unclassified 2 shovel pan from a regular pan, and then the same thing from the Gold Hog pan. All right, that took 1 minute and 20 seconds. Hit that reset button, hit the start button, gets loosened. Alrighty, that was quick. That was very, very quick. Stop the watch, and we are at, oh, get it on camera, Chris, 49 seconds. So we just saved 30 seconds a pan for the same amount of dirt. So as expected, this pan is way quicker. I just did the maths. It's 25% quicker than a regular pan. What that means is we started from the same point with unclassified dirt that was dry, and we managed to get it wet, stratified, and panned out to the same amount of dirt in each pan in 25% less time in the Gold Hog pan. That's really good. It's exactly what I expect from a production pan. Which means that you'll get 1 extra pan for every 4 pans that you do. But it's going to come at a cost. Speed usually means lack of quality, and lack of quality means losses in gold. There's 2 burning questions that I have regarding this pan. Does it lose gold through the handle holes when you're in the stratification process? And does it allow for proper liberation of gold from the dirt and clay that you might be working? Liberation actually starts right here. From the moment you shovel goes into the soil. It's the process of removing the gold from the dirt. To do that, you first take it out of the ground with your shovel, then you put it in some kind of pan and you stratify it. In the process of stratification, you're washing the rocks. In a regular pan, you can put it in a classifier, or you can put your hand in that pan and give it a massage. And that massage breaks apart all the clay balls, it breaks apart all the dirt balls, it washes the rocks, the nooks and crannies that are on rocks, and gets the gold off them so it can sink, it can stratify to the bottom. With a regular pan, that's easy, but with a gold hog pan, that means agitating dirt with large holes in the side of the pan, which is an opportunity for gold to not be liberated and to fall out of those holes. The only way we're going to know if this is actually a thing is to pan over a tub. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this tub, sink it down into the water over there, then use this pan to run this dirt and catch all the tailings in this. And at the end of that process, I'm going to tip all the dirt that I catch in here back into a regular pan and carefully pan it off to see if there's any gold in there. And then we can figure out the losses. Now, literally every single system that you have ever used for finding gold loses gold, but it's about being acceptable. Is our 25% increase going to make up for the fact that we're going to lose some gold? How much gold is it losing? Is it losing 30% of our gold? Suddenly our 25% increase in processing power becomes redundant. These are the questions we need to answer. To do that, I'm going to do a speck count in the pan that I just did on the speed trial. How many specks of gold are in that pan? And then we can count the total number of pans that we did with the gold hog pan and see how many specks we lost in relation to that. And if it's within acceptable tolerances, then we're good. That's the gold we got out of that pan I did on the speed trial. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and a dozen micros. So let's just call it 20 specks in a pan, which means an acceptable loss rate out of that would be between 1 and 2 specks per pan. So if we did 10 pans, I would expect a maximum of 20 specks of gold in our catch tub. So we're 4 pans deep now, and I'm actually starting to see a fair amount of black sand accumulating in these riffles, which is really good to see. I already know this does catch gold because I tested it in the mustard pit. So I'm not worried about the size particle it can catch. It can definitely catch the gold if it hits the mat. The question is how much gold is escaping. And before I get too much further into this, I just wanted to mention one thing. All the gold hog videos that I watched on how to use this pan, how good the pan is, all the tests that they did, they use seeded gold. Now there's nothing wrong with using seeded gold for a test, except you've got to state the obvious thing, which is seeded gold is already liberated. So stratifying it is super simple. What we're really looking for is the gold that was still stuck to a bit of dirt that floated out the handle or floated out the end of the sluice when you started washing that pan down. Seeded gold will have a tendency to go straight to the bottom because it's got nothing holding it back. So while these tests can give a good indication of how the pan's performing in terms of retention of the gold, it doesn't really give you a good idea of how well the pan is at washing dirt. And that's what we're all about, prospectors. Professional dirt washers, keeping national parks and state forests cleaner than we found them. We have finished a little bit of a run. We've done 6 pans worth of dirt. And this is our tub of tailings. Now there's only one big rock that I put right in the middle here to weigh it down. Wash that off. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the Gold Hog matting out and wash it out, see how many specks we got. Now, like I said before, an acceptable loss rate would be about 2 specks per pan at the maximum. So if there's any more than 12 specks of, like specks, not dots, specks of gold in that tub, then we know we might have a problem. Otherwise, it'll be good. See, this is one of the things I was talking about. I don't know how well you're going to be able to make it out, but see that dirt in there? That's clay that's really packed in there, which means effectively that cell over time, if I kept panning, would have become redundant. So it kind of means if you're working clay-based soils like we are here, that regular clean outs are going to be an absolute must. Alright, we'll do a little bit of a pan off, hopefully mostly on camera. Ooh, we actually got a really nice little flake in there. Ah, look at that guy. Yeah. Oh, Steve, there's gold in that dirt, man. That's what we got for the 6 Gold Hog pans. That is a fantastic result. That is a nice bit just there. It's actually got a little tiny bit of shape. So there you go. That is a good result. But that's not why we're here. We're here to find out how much is in that. Alright, we're starting with a completely clean pan. Something that I didn't mention in the video whilst filming, and it occurred to me as a thought later on while I was talking to other gold prospectors, is that you'll note that even though I did 6 Gold Hog flow pans to accumulate those tailings, the actual total amount of dirt fits neatly in just 2 Minelab pans. And that means that you would have to do multiple trips to get the same results from a Gold Hog flow pan compared to a regular pan. So whilst it's quick, 25% quicker, it does something like 300% less dirt at one time. And this was taking into account the fact that I was using Gold Hog's instructions off their website on how much dirt to put in the pan. Ultimately, this means that you lose the efficiency you gain from how fast it can process because you have to make multiple trips back to the bank to get more dirt in your pan. So I had to make 6 separate trips when what I could have done in just 2 trips with the Minelab pan. Gold Hog's claims that this can process more dirt are not set in fact. I can actually move more dirt with a traditional pan even quicker than the Gold Hog pan, simply by using a really basic technique. I've linked 2 videos up above and in the description that show you this technique, and I will be making one of these videos myself in the very near future. Please watch them to get a full understanding of what I'm talking about. By using the technique in those videos, you will not only be able to process more dirt than what you can do in a Gold Hog flow pan with a regular pan, but you'll also minimize the losses that you get, as you're about to see just how much gold we blew out of that Gold Hog pan. Well, this is what we were left with, so we'll do a little bit of a pan down and we'll see if there was anything that escaped. Oh, we've got some black. Oh, there's gold for sure. All right, now this is going to be the telltale result. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 decent specks in there. Losing 15 large specks of gold means that our loss rate was roughly at 12.5%. I got this because we were getting an average of 20 specks per pan. We did 6 pans, that's 120 bits, and we lost 15, so 15 divided by 120 is 0.125, and you times that by 100 to get your percentage, which is 12.5%. But let's get to the sticking end. Should we buy a Gold Hog pan? And is it any good? I want to open by saying that I spent 4 weeks developing this video, doing multiple tests. I didn't just test it on that one day. I've taken it out a dozen times since to see if some of my theories stick, to see if I like it. So be rest assured that more effort has gone into this video behind the scenes than what I've shown on camera to keep the fluidity of this video. First, I want to open with some of the really good points, because there's always a positive side to innovation. Goldhog have made a massive effort to create an innovative product, and innovative products coupled with time, engineering and feedback can become fantastic things in the future. Is it there yet? I don't quite think so, but it's on its way. The overall build quality is fantastic, with no sharp edges, a really sturdy design, and the ability to pack it down into a very small space to fit into a backpack or luggage if you're traveling overseas is quite clever, and I really appreciate that. Fun is super important to any product because it means that you'll want to get out there and do the thing, and the more practice you get, the better you get at something, right? So to have a product that's both forward thinking and fun means that more people will get out there and actually participate in gold prospecting, which is what I said at the start. These pans are somewhat designed to beginners who might not yet have the full skill set to pan quickly with a regular pan. By keeping it fun, it will hopefully eventually lead them to developing those skills. Now we're going to get to the sticky point, the bad stuff. First and foremost, it can't process that much dirt. If you watch all of Goldhog's videos, they all tell you not to fill it right up, even though it's a large pan, right? There's a lot of space in there. You are not meant to fill it all the way up. About 2 full shovelfuls is about the limit it can do, and I know for a fact Minelab pans can at minimum double that, which means you have to make more trips, which means that you have to spend more time digging to get the same amount of dirt work. Ultimately, this costs you time, and it actually fakes the feeling of being more efficient because you're not actually processing that much more dirt, you're just doing more pans. The biggest problem really is it lost 12% of the gold I put through it. 12% is simply unacceptable. And why I compare it to sluice runs is simply because it is a sluice. That's what Goldhog is advertising it as, is a pan that functions as a sluice. So that's what you have to compare it to, because panning, an actual regular pan, is all about accuracy. What's worse is that you can actually take a regular gold pan that you've probably got right now in your backpack and use it in a way that's quicker and more accurate than the Goldhog flow pan. I linked 2 videos before that gave you the gist, and I will be making a video specifically on this in the very near future. So please hit that bell button so you don't miss out on it. It's going to be a very important video, especially for people who are not allowed to use sluices in their area. And then the really sticky point, which is this pan cost $99 US. In Australia, that's $150 for a pan. And that's just a lot of money to drop on something that I can get the same results with a normal pan. And the funny thing is, I actually love Goldhog's matting. Goldhog's matting is fantastic. Having used their multi-sluice for cleanups and running raw dirt on the creek, it's without a doubt in my mind, it's just as good as Dream Mat, provided that you set it up correctly. Which makes this conclusion even harder, because I want to like this pan, but I just don't. Going forward, if Goldhog watches this, I hope they don't look at this as a super negative review. It's far from it. What I want to do is give you constructive feedback. As a community of gold prospectors, it's up to people like myself and yourself to get out there and try these products, run these tests, come to conclusions and give them feedback. Because with a product that's this far forward thinking, it was going to take time to develop it to a point where it works as efficiently and as good as they want it to. And with this information, they can make those improvements slowly but surely over time to give us a product in the future that's going to be fantastic. So if you like this video, guys, please give it a like and a share. That helps the channel grow bigger and better so I can create more videos for you guys. And hit that subscribe button. It's free and it will give you access to a heap of videos on a heap of different gold prospecting subjects that might just help you get out there and find the shiny. I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give your dog a pat for me, get out on those creeks, test your gear, and let me know what you think of the Goldhog flow pan and what tests you've done in the comments below. Peace, and I am out.
Naughty rock.